Hey, what's up guys? This is Alvin, aka Medieval Halls, and today I'm doing my second custom video after the first one a few days back. Now I'm doing a second one because I realized that I didn't manage to cover all the customs that I wanted to share. So I thought that this will be a good opportunity. I'm not sure how long I'll take for this. I'm not sure whether I'm able to cover everything that I want to talk about. And the whole idea of doing this video, as I mentioned previously, is for me to share maybe a bit about the challenges that I came across when it comes to customizing. So if you are new to customizing, then hopefully some of these things that I share with you would be relevant in your customizing journey. Now, I do not profess to be the best customizer around, obviously. I've only been in the customizing game for probably 1 to 2 years, so I'm quite a novice still, and there are a lot of very experienced customizers out there, which I've learned a lot from. So thanks guys for things that you have shared with me so far. Right, so the first custom that I want to talk about, actually this is a Mythic Legions line, so I just thought that it's a good opportunity to venture into something different from my previous video. So this is a 4 horseman Mythic Legions Shadow Aquadron body, which is essentially a body of a horse. So I thought that it's a very good way to create a custom Minotaur. So I've always been a fan of medieval fantasy, so I had a chance to do this whole thing up. So what I changed about this, this is the default figure. This part, the arms. So the only thing that changed was the collar piece, so and the head, obviously. So this collar piece is a custom one. This head is a custom one. Yeah, and this shucks, I just can't remember what it's called now. Shackles, yeah. Anyway, yeah, this part is a custom, and as well as the X. Yeah, so the X is from Detour Customs. This are all from my action figure customs. I can't remember everything around here, but I'm just gonna share what I can remember. So this part came unpainted, so I tried painting it up myself. So it's one of the first few attempts that I did on painting, and if you look really closely, actually I didn't do a very good job, because it was only 1 or 2 layers of paint, so you can still see a bit of the original print. Yeah, so all these are 3D printed, which means that it's not gonna be as sturdy as the plastic that comes with your regular figures. So I reckon that you should put this somewhere that even when it falls, it's not gonna tumble down a few feet and break. The horns may break, these parts may break. Yeah, so for 3D printed parts, you have to be really careful about them and treat them like glass, essentially. Treat them like glass, yes. So if you drop them, expect them to break. So that's what I can say. And as to the paint, I think there are a lot of YouTube videos on painting, so I'm not going to go into details here, but yeah, it wasn't easy painting this up, given that it was my first few tries, but I think all in all, I'm quite happy with this. Yeah, so the nice thing about Mythic Legion figures is that they are very modular in changing different parts. So if you don't like certain parts, you can just swap them around. All right, so that much about this Minotaur. Yeah, and yeah, so the thing about doing custom figures is that I mean, if you were to ask me what is the definition of a custom figure, I think anything that you do to a figure that changes from the factory condition, I would call that a custom, right? So if you were to make you paint some parts, if you were to make some adjustments to the torso, you shave off certain parts, you do a head swap, all these I would consider as a customizing, right? So the really fun part about customizing is that, you can create figures that you like, all right? So anyway, yeah, so this obviously is this torso is custom, so as you can see, usually custom parts, they have slightly bigger holes so that you can do whatever you want. You can always just use sticky tack. In this case, I didn't, so I should actually, before it actually falls over. So the whole idea is that actually this came as one of a bundled set, a set of misprints by Planetary Dog Toys, which I've taken the liberty to paint up to try to match. So if you look closely, I guess I really tried my best to do a match to the arms. So hopefully I did a good enough job. I think if you in broad daylight and if the sun is shining on it, you can see that there's a difference in the color, but if you're not really that particular, then that's fine. I also painted the head. So this is a custom head as well. So as I mentioned, the head is usually it's a sticky tack, as you can see over here. So the head is much bigger hole for you to just maneuver the way you want it to, right? So this custom head, I painted it. It's pretty nice sculpt actually, if not for some of the it's a misprint actually. Couldn't tell, right? I think I didn't really do a good job of the paints, so I'll probably do some touch up on it later on, but that's fine. And because of the misprints, actually this part is the part that it chipped off. So instead of throwing it away or using putty to fill it up, I thought that you'll be a very nice flesh wound. I'm not sure whether you can actually see this. So I had a really fun time painting this up, as if someone sliced a part of his hand off. So it was fun painting it up. And as well as this club, this spiked club. So I really had fun painting up this spiked club. So all this came unpainted, so I did it up myself. So that's the fun part about customs, because then you will have a figure that's completely unique to yourself, and you don't have to do, you can do it the way you want it to. And so I thought that I'll do a Marvel themed Mythic Legions, and I had a lot of fun painting it because this part is from Belphegor, so I didn't paint this, but I painted up this part. The legs are from Belphegor as well. Painted up the armor pieces. And the cape is from GP Slot on eBay. If you check out GP Slot, you can find a lot of soft goods and what have you. And the torso and the helmet piece is from somewhere else. Noble Bear Customs, that's right, Noble Bear Customs. And the effect is from Can of Beams. So so I thought that this is a very nice thing to do. Marvel themed Mythic Legions. So obviously I painted up the head, with red and some purple. Sorry about the lighting here. I only have warm lights at home, but I try to shine some white light on this. Yeah, and yeah, so if you take it out, then yeah, it looks like this. Putty again. Yeah, you can just put it on. And I just happen to have, let's see now, another head which I thought it's nice. Yeah, so this was a head that was printed and painted by someone else. I didn't paint this head. It's really very well done. So yeah, I think this looks like Eric Lansher Magneto. Yeah, so sometimes I display him like this. Yeah, so essentially when you do customs, you can do whatever you want with them, and you can swap heads around. And honestly, you know, with the advent of 3D printing these days, you know, you can get very clean, crisp sculpts. In fact, if you look closely, you can even see, you know, the frown lines on this. Yeah, and the details in the beard. So I think it's really awesome that, you know, you can have all these printed details which wouldn't have been possible 10-15 years ago. Yeah, so yeah, I think we are in a golden age of customizing. Yeah, so if you ever thought of doing customs and and you are quite afraid to get started, then I would say please, yeah, just bite the bullet and do it, because there isn't a better time to do it, right? Yeah, so here you go. So that's a custom Magneto. Yeah, so I'm not going to go into details about this, but essentially it's yeah, I painted up this planetary dog toys head. Yeah, so it took me a really long time. So, but I would like to thank GCM Custom Paints for, you know, his work, which I modeled closely after. Yeah, so I hope I did a good job. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, the fun part is that, you know, you create characters in your own kingdom. Yeah, so that much about Mythic Legions. Yeah, so I think the next thing I'll talk about is probably custom Marvel Legends stuff. Yeah, so with regards to Marvel Legends, I don't really have a lot of customs, but yeah, so this is from Super Tom's Customs, I believe. Yeah, so the body is a kingpin buff body. So I had to, you know, heat up the body in boiling water, and I tried to, you know, dig up. You have to use a knife, a pen knife, to actually dig and cut, you know, the collar out, the black one, and insert this one. Yeah, and of course the head is also, you know, a custom headpiece. Yeah, so it's a very nice Shadow King Farouk. Yeah, I came with the cane as well. So if I wanted to make it more accurate, I should have painted the buttons and maybe this as well, you know, use some purple paint. But yeah, I guess I'm okay with this. I'll probably do it and do the touch up, you know, some other time when I'm, you know, more free. Whenever that is. And sometimes little things can change the whole figure, and you know, this Jubilee is a good example. So if you have the Marvel Legends Jubilee, then yeah, this is a soft goods cape from RXT Projects. Oh, I can't remember. Yeah. Anyway, he did a really nice job of this soft goods. You know, Marvel Legends, they don't do soft goods. Yeah, and yeah, I think it really changes the character of the, you know, you can put her in a more dynamic pose and it wouldn't look odd. And of course the effects are from the can of beams again. So simple part swaps like that, I won't even consider this a custom. Yeah, so simple part swaps like this would make the figure stand out a lot more. Yeah. Alright, so that's for Marvel Legends. Yeah, so sometimes figures do not turn out the way you want it to. Yeah, so for example, I'm still in the midst of doing up a custom Robin. I honestly think that I botched up this Robin figure. Yeah, so I got someone to print this. I think it's Pyro Flux. Yeah, printed this for me. Very nicely painted as well. Yeah, but I'm still trying to do up a nice Robin. So the thing about custom is that it's never a perfect thing. If you look at this, then yeah, I essentially used a Mezco Thor Ragnarok vest, and I took it out, snipped off some parts, and created this suit. Yeah, and the belt is from Ascending Knight figure. Yeah, so it really isn't perfect. I think I messed up certain parts, and it's really one of the first few customs that I did, which is still incomplete. Yeah, so I got someone to do up the cape as well. Yeah, so yeah, really trying my best, to try to complete this. Yeah, and that's the thing about it, right? Sometimes when you start a project, then someone else does an actual good job. So this is from Dormat Studios. Very nice suit that he did up, Damian Wayne suit. Yeah, right. And the head is by Drone Customs, painted by JCM Paints. So yeah, I think yeah, between the two Robins, obviously I prefer this one. Yeah, it's a simple plug and play for me, I guess. Yeah, and if I want to change it back, oh no, I can't change it back. Yeah, so essentially they are the same Night Monkey body. Yeah, but very different results. I think I'll try to finish this still, so the thing about customizing is it's always a work in progress, right? So you try to do what you want, you try to do what you can, and make it look good. Okay, so that's Damian Wayne, and another incomplete Damian Wayne. So I'll try to finish up this Damian Wayne if I could. So the thing about customs is that you try your best, but it doesn't always turn out the way you want, right? And yeah, so this is a custom Red Hood with the head by Geek Mechanics, very nicely painted up. Yeah, so this body is actually a MDX blade body. Now I have this very unusual OCD thing about having my figures go back to their factory condition when I take it off. So what I was thinking is that maybe sometime in the future I would be able to strip this and still make it into a MDX blade factory condition. But that is a problem because then you wouldn't change certain things about this figure. Like for instance, Red Hood has two holsters for his Desert Eagles, but in this case he only has one. Yeah, so I will have to actually strip this and destroy this, and it will be an irreversible thing because this is, yeah, I think this is sewed on pretty tightly and maybe even glued on, I'm not sure. So I haven't tried removing this. Yeah, so if I really want to just use this as an MD, I destroy this MDX figure, then yeah, not being able to let it go back to a factory condition, then yeah, then I would probably just let it go. Yeah, so another thing is that I would have to paint the change the skin tone as well. Yeah, which I couldn't bear to do it. Yeah, the neck piece is from Action Figure Customs. Yeah, and this is from Besley Studios. His jacket. Yeah, so I think the MDX blade body, or rather the Mezco blade body, is a very good body to use for customs, because it's double jointed everywhere, so it can kick its ass if he wants to, get into different positions, and it's double jointed elbows. Yeah, so pretty good figure as a base body to use. But it's getting really expensive these days, so you might not be able to find him on the secondary market at a good price. So hopefully, if you want to use him, you can find him at a good price, right? So another figure that I would like to talk about is let's just do Batman. Yeah, so sometimes a custom figure doesn't have to have a lot of change. So this is a PX Supreme Knight with a custom head by old boy CTDS. Very nice head. So this is just a simple head swap, and Dormat Studios did the trunks as well. So simple things like that, will transform the entire figure. Yeah, without you doing much to it. So yeah, so this is just about putting on trunks and changing the head. So I don't know, it's not very difficult. Yeah, so sometimes customs don't have to be difficult, right? And yeah, so I probably use this one. So this is a custom, well, since Disney is showing Disney Plus is showing Moon Knight now, so I thought that I would just take the opportunity to talk about Moon Knight, Mark Spector, and Khonshu. So this is from a retired tailor. So this tailor is not doing commissions anymore. So I was quite fortunate because he's the only one I've seen so far to have done this Moon Knight suit, which I think fits really, really well on his body. All right, it's a pretty tight suit. I had to sew the back thing for this one. I did a pretty good job. And I had to, so I painted the belt as well. I have to be really careful when I handle this because it's all white. Yeah, I have to be careful not to spill anything on it. Yeah. So the soft goods cape is by RXT projects. Yeah, I think it's RXT projects. Yeah, so it's I think it's done pretty well. It's wired. The one that Mezco, well, let me just put it on record that I think the Moon Knight done by Mezco is really awesome. All right, I think they've done an excellent job. They did their own take on the figure, but when I saw this, I thought that I really wanted this. I really wanted this suit. Yeah, and the Mezco at that point, they weren't doing custom capes. They weren't doing wired capes. Yeah, so I had to commission someone to do a wired cape, because wired cape. So I don't have to tell you why wired capes are better, right? Yeah, and this is from and this Khonshu head, so-called Khonshu head, is from Von Berg Studios. So it's a very nice it's just a very nice bony avian head, which I decided to use as a Khonshu head. So yeah, I really love this Moon Knight. Oops, knocking over almost everyone. Okay, I guess the next one I can talk about is Flashpoint Batman. Yeah, so this is another Flashpoint Batman that I did up. Excuse the head sculpt, I'm just waiting for another Yelling sculpt to come from Drone Customs. But this is on a Sovereign Knight body. Yeah, with Milliworks, harness, belt, and and the holsters, and the suit is by Toy Wally. Yeah, and yeah, the head is oh boy CTDS. Yeah, and the cape, oh yeah, the cape is by Hacker Customs. Excellent job, bro. Yeah, so very nice cape that's done. Yeah, so I really like this Flashpoint Batman, and essentially it's another suit that I had to sew up. And for this one, I think I did a pretty good job. I don't know why I did a pretty good job early on, but later on it's completely horrible. I think I just got complacent. Yeah, so the Batman Sovereign Knight parts are pretty, it's not so straightforward in taking out, so you have to be really careful. You have to use a lot of heat, as I mentioned in the previous video, right? So I'm just gonna put you here. And talking about Batman, yeah, so this is the animated series Batman that I did. So the suit is from the Retired Tailor again, and the cape is from Bestley Studios, VC Toy Box. Belt, I had it custom printed by 3D Marine. I think it did a really good job. And this is on the Sovereign Knight body as well. So as you can see, the Mezco Sovereign Knight body is a very versatile body that you can use. Yeah, so if you don't already have a few, then I suggest picking it up if you want to do Batman customs. Yeah, because I can't think of a better body than his. If you want something that is kind of straightforward and easy to use. Yeah. Right. So this is one that I had to suit up as well. So as you can see, this I painted the belt. It doesn't always fit properly when it comes to custom figures, right? So as long as it remains hidden from sight and it kind of holds up, I guess it works. As you can see, also it's not a complete direct fit, so I still have to kind of heat it up and you know, push it together, and sometimes it gets loose. So I mean, these are things that happen when you do customs, so it doesn't bother me too much. You know, it stands nicely on my shelf, and I think I'm just happy with this. Alright, so that's the animated series Batman. And yeah, I guess I could talk about several other things as well. Yeah, so this is Death of the Family Joker. Yeah, so this is a sculpt printed by Action Figure Customs, very nicely painted by JCM Custom Paints. Right. Yeah, so the body is a Boy Full Mix Max body, which is a slim body type, which is white. Yeah, and the hands is from Black Mask. Yeah, and the suit, the suit is done by, well, I can't pronounce just DM me, right? Yeah. So the problem with custom figures is that for the boots, that Boy Full boots, that, well, actually it's not Boy Full boots. It's from V Toys Zero. Yes, yeah, the boots does not really fit properly, so this Joker keeps falling over, and that's the problem that I face. Yeah, so when you do customs, you just have to be really careful. Some things don't come together very well. You really just have to find a way to make it stick. In my case, I don't really do it, so I just have to be careful to make sure it doesn't fall over, which I think is gonna. So I'm just gonna lean him against something so that, okay, you know what, I'm not gonna risk it, so I'm just gonna put him aside. Right, so yeah, so this is another example of a simple hit swap. Yeah, so this is from a Mezco Gomez figure, Gomez of Death, and I used an action figure customs neck peg, and this was done by Flashpoint Customs. Yeah, so very nice Bruce Lee figure that I have. So this is, yeah, so it's just a nice custom figure. Right. So another one that I want to talk about is so I bought this off a 6-inch plus. So he was putting it up for sale. It's a Tony May suit. He did a custom gauntlets, custom belt, custom baton holster, and custom boots. So he put it all together, and all I had to do was to actually buy it from him. Yeah, so very happy to have this. And the head is from Casting Cave, and yeah, and the effect is from Can of Beams. Yeah, so sometimes if you can nick off a nice custom piece when the opportunity comes, then maybe you can do it, right? So that's my custom Daredevil on my shelf. So let's see now. I think just to round it off, yeah, so this is okay, just taking something out, I'm sorry. Yeah, so this is a custom suit that's done by Handy Chung. So very nice black suit Superman. So of course I haven't actually put the boots on. Yeah, so some boots are, you know, for example, I painted the boots. Yeah, so so over here, okay, let's see, trying to get this to focus. Yeah, so I painted the boots, and not sure whether it will stay. Yeah, but essentially look at the boots. Yeah, so there's nothing to hold. Okay, I don't think you can actually see much here. Yeah, but it's not holding, it doesn't hold plug in at all. Yeah, so it will just, after you shake it, it will just drop. Yeah, so you might have to use some sticky tag to make sure it stays and that it can stand, you know, on its own. If not, then yeah, so I guess when it comes to customizing, these are some of the things that you have to bear with. You know, things don't really fit exactly the way you want it to. It might just fall over as well. So in my case, I guess it doesn't fall over for now, so it works. Alright, so I'm lucky. Yeah, but if you were to take it out, then yeah, look at that. Okay, so yeah, that's what you get for custom figures, right? And probably the last one that I want to talk about is, yeah, so I'm essentially going to convert the Reverse Flash figure, you know, into the Wally West Rebirth figure. So this is by Rebel 10 Customs. Yeah, she does very nice soft goods. Yeah, so this is how it looks like, you know, custom suit. I haven't had time to do up and repaint some of the things, so yeah, I'll probably put it together sometime when I've got the time. All right, so yeah, that's pretty much what I want to talk about. Hope that it has been useful, and if you like this, please like, please subscribe, and please take the time to share if you can. So really appreciate it, guys. So I hope that you guys have a great week. If you have any questions, you can always just hit me up on Instagram, Medieval Halls. I do not always check my YouTube. So yeah, have a great one, guys. Thanks.